Oh yes. I'm gonna try and install setup NT 4.0 on here. So what we'll want to do, go here. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This actually will allow us to create our drive partitions. This is so much fun. And I've been at this for about 3 hours. And I'm not even going to show you how to install the source packs on this. I'll just show you how to do the initial setup. So we've got our 2 drive partitions. And this is a great useful partitioning software called Acronis. It is really useful for doing these kinds of partitioning. I believe we'll do that. That'll work. That'll definitely work for our NTFS. And then we'll do our FAT32. So that just gives us 3.8. That's pretty damn close to what we need. So where is our NT installation disk? Right there. So got my XP machine up and running, because we're going to be using this machine for something that we'll actually be utilizing. So I'll take my disk out, and you can see that I copied a floppy image to a CD using Magic ISO to make this bootable on this. We can do here is we can press I got my so totally legit Windows NT4 disk in here. We can just press this, and so we'll just, hopefully I didn't screw this up. I think I figured it out. So at least I'll show you guys how to do the network setup, network setup, video setup, and sound setup. So the first thing I will do is this, of course, install NT4. The process isn't that different. I'll get it on here. It's not that hard to figure out, but I'll show you the step that you might want to do, that you will want to do with this. And this, trust me, this operating system runs on here. I'm using one of these Zircom adapters. You see right here, because my choice was either a card bus card, such as this, or it was to use a Zircom adapter that is PC card. So, you know, I'd rather run this laptop in PC card mode anyway. I think this is much more compatible. You can see the amount of RAM I have on here. I got this laptop off of eBay with that RAM too, so I didn't have to go out and upgrade the RAM. Blah 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 blah. I know it has more than that. Blah 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 blah. I sell my soul to Bill Gates for him to inject me with his roofie. Jab juice, and to be a slave to the World Economic Forum for all eternity, as they send me to to the concentration camp, which totally is about concentration. Because I refused to subside to follow their propaganda. I mean public relations. So this will just do this whole process. It'll format files. So I'll show you like the difference between PC cards and in case that since I'm installing this on a laptop, show you the difference between with our network card stuff that will show off the networking. As you can see, I've got one of those nice Zircon cards in there. That is a full height card. And similar to this, except this is a card bus card, which is great for any other version of Windows except Windows NT. And you'll notice that this is a card bus because it's got the little gold strip with a with bumps on it. And some of these Zircon cards also have this. This is how you know a card bus from a PC card. So I just thought that I would show that off to you. You will want to use this one, not that one. Because it just doesn't work, trust me. Card bus just doesn't work well in Windows NT 4, and I don't want to have to play around with that. Thank God I have a card bus. Not a card bus. Thank God I have a PC card variant of this card. Not that variant, but this variant. But the one that I have is a modem Ethernet combination. So that's kind of interesting. This laptop has built-in modem already. So that is really intriguing. Showing that off. So it's kind of an interesting thing to show this off. Now we'll just eject the CD. The totally legit retail disc. So you can see right there. We'll need to leave that in here. It's kind of nice. I like installing it this more on a laptop than a desktop. I've tried installing NT version 4.0 on a desktop. It's a pain, depending upon the era of the system. It's a pain in the ass finding video drivers. I fucking hate it. I hate it so much. So we'll just put the disc in, and you can hear the drive. Now there's some spyware, not some adware BS. I mean, that was right around the time Daemon Tools started being garbage. It was still a good program at that point, but when they just started adding crap like that, I hate that. So here's formatting. I'm going to shut my light off once this gets done. And so it's converting the drive. This is such a pain in the ass to install. I don't wish this upon my worst of enemies. I have actually tried to get Windows NT 4 installed before. I mean, I've actually gotten it working on this laptop though. Video drivers and sound. It's this networking stuff is a little bit of a difficult thing because it gets corrupted somehow. It got corrupted somehow because I'm a dumbass and I don't know how to do this, and and I just, stick the disk in, turn the light off. There's that Athlon 64. An Athlon 64 is a really cool CPU from the early to mid 2000s. Too bad it didn't last long as a competitor to Intel's thing. I just like to have my light off when at this time of day. And normally I would be playing Breath of the Wild or something on the Switch. But I felt like, I don't do anything like this. Hey, XP Media Center Edition. So I just turn this off and wait till it gets all started. So this is where we will not be setting up networking. So what we'll do, it'll prepare installation. I swear I've done this so many freaking times. It's like, yeah, I would much rather set up Windows 95 on this thing. Even though I can get it all working. It's just I screwed up the networking setup. XP Media Center Edition. So I'll name myself Kyrios. Kyrios. I like going by my name. Toshiba. So we call it Toshiba. And we can password that account or we don't. But we can do this. So what we can do is this. So what we've done here is install the full operating system. So we'll not do the networking because we'll do that later on. Because we'll actually do that later on. We'll do that later on. And then once we're done here, I'll just let it do this thing. Go through your setup the way you want to. I just want to cut out all the fluff because it'll just make my life a pain in the ass. We'll do this later on. Show you how to do the simple basic setup. And so it'll just go through the stuff, and then you'll have to take the restart, then take the disk out of the drive. When you get into the Windows operating system, stick the disk back in your CD-ROM drive, and I'll show you the process once all this is done. So the first thing it's got to do right here is copy the files that we need. So what I do, I eject the disk, and depending on whether you have a desktop or not, it might be prudent to this, I believe, VGA mode, I believe to be safe mode. Then to enter the last good known settings, it'll display that, how to do that. And so I just insert the disk again. Hoping that it doesn't boot the CD-ROM. Because it will actually boot the CD-ROM in this text mode, which is very different from our standard Windows NT. No, Windows. Very discreet, very discreet, very business. I wish that Microsoft had kept that with Windows XP, like professional, and made it a very discreet looking boot screen. Because that would just have made it a lot more, and gotten rid of the Fisher Price interface. It gave me the option to uninstall the Fisher-Price interface theme. And so we'll just see, I just don't put a password on here because I'm going to create another account on here. And so, in fact, we're not going to insert the disk. I'm going to insert my driver disk. So that way we have our drivers on here. Yeah, totally original disk. So I'm going to go to my C drive. So we haven't yet installed Windows desktop update on here. I'm going to name this Zircom. So what I will do with that, I wonder what would happen if I ran the setup. And before I do that, actually, let's go here and show all do not hide known file extensions. So what we want to do is we want to copy all files into this folder. So we want to just copy everything into this folder. Because what we'll be doing is we'll be inserting the install disk for NT version 4. And the reason why we are copying our our drivers to the machine is because, well, this is one of the reasons. So now we'll have those on here. We can remove the disk. And so we'll just remove that. Insert our totally legit NT4 disk. Yeah, I find this process to be the funnest process. And the reason why we're installing network stuff is so that way we can connect to our XP machine. And so that way these two computers can talk to each other. And that is one of the reasons why we want to do that. We can either go here, or rather not there, but we can go here. And so we should be able to install that. Do you want to install network? Yeah. So let's find the drivers. Or that we installed. Now, remote access. We can do remote access. I wonder what remote access is. So we'll point to the C Zircom. So we'll point to our Zircom folder, and so it recognizes our driver. And you want to make sure that your card is seen here. So it says PC card, PCMCIA devices. So our all-in-one card is actually recognized. So that's good. And our chipset, our controller chipset, is also recognized too. So we'll just install TCP/IP because I just don't want to go through that process. NT4 files. Let's go here. EI386. So we'll be installing our drivers. C. I believe it's Zircom. I believe it's called Zircom. How cool! It recognizes our card and whoa. Oh. Let's try it again. So it's going to ask where are files since E86, then it'll want to install. And I'm going to see if we can do this again, because this is just bizarre how this thing just subset already exists. Unable to access subset. Yeah. It crashed, so I guess we'll have to try and reinstall the driver again. But there might be a way to fix that. So we'll have to find that driver. It isn't in there. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's working. We'll just put it in a work group and we'll just take the disk out and see if we can get it working. See if we can fix the problem. I'm listening to Depeche Mode while I'm doing all of this too, so I don't lose my sanity. Oh, I've nothing ever needed you in my arms. Oh, it's a very unnecessary day if you only do harm. Oh, I wanted, ever needed you in my arms. Oh, it's a very unnecessary they can only do harm. I found my network adapter. There's my network adapter. Maybe we'll have to reinstall that driver again. I'm gonna go here, take ownership of what we'll do. Everyone, full control, replace permission. Yes. So what we'll do is we'll go here, delete, 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 delete. Your network card will be something else. So, you know, we'll restart the computer and we'll try it out again. So let's go to our network settings. So our services should be installed on here. TCP/IP, that's the protocol for me. TCP/IP. So let's install. So let's point it to the directory of C Zircom. Let's point it to the Zircom directory. And so we can do auto. Let's not just set it for full duplex then. 10/100 or 100. Function network only. Maybe that's what we should do. Network only. Huh! So it's this network card, isn't it? Oh, that is interesting indeed. Very intriguing. We'll have to. So it must be that particular card must not like this computer for whatever reason. How I said there are differences between like card bus and PCMCIA. Well, those are the differences. Bumps and a gold trim does not have that. PC card doesn't have that. That is to say, I'll try this one out. Like, I'm wondering what is going on with my. What is actually going on with and that with the system, and that's actually good because now we've got a little. By the way, this actually is a oh bloody hell. By the way, this is a kind of jack built kind of. I would argue that's a better design than this thing. This thing takes up too much room. Got it all plugged in. Why don't you try that one out then? We'll try it in PC card mode because I believe that is also PC card compliant as well. So we can try and see if it's recognized. Maybe there's just something weird going on with this one. This is kind of figuring out that NT is having issues with this. Maybe if we run it in PC card mode, it'll recognize the other card. And it's weird because the system should already be set up, and NT was recognizing the Zircon. So I'll just get into Windows and do all that crap. Unfortunately, the card isn't recognized, so I guess we'll have to try this card out again. I'll try and see if I can get it to work tomorrow or something. Got one more thing that I can try, and this probably might or might not work. So let's see. This is actually one thing you will want to do onto your computer. On your computer when you do this, PNP ISA x86. So you'll want to install this. This is actually a very useful thing to install in NT4, and it should be installed every time that you do. So we can try this out and hope that it gives us some support. Let's try the networking stuff again. Let's go here. Let's go to adapters. Let's try it again. Let's see if we can get it to work, because this is actually got some limited plug and play support. So maybe it's our C. No, we don't have to capitalize C. We don't have to capitalize it. Oh yeah, now we see network modem. Let's do network. Network only. Why not? Don't really utilize the modem function. Oh, that's interesting. So, what's going on here? What's the error? I believe the error might actually be our plug and play stuff. So we might have to go into plug and play mode. So we might have to do this. So what I would say is go into dude. Now I'm going to check my PNP settings because, well, I don't know if there are any plug and play settings on this laptop. So maybe it's not this card. I don't think this thing has plug and play support. I don't think this thing has got a plug and play option. It's a very basic BIOS, so whatever issue it is, we're not going to probably have the network stuff on here right now. Try and see if I can get that to work tomorrow. I've decided to do two things to try and rectify our little issue. One would be to install Service Pack 6, and the other would be to install another version of the driver that I found online on Dell's website, no doubt, and that might actually fix our little issue. Hoping that installing Service Pack 6 necessarily doesn't screw anything up. There's hope certainly not that it does, because it would probably complain, oh, you need to install the other service packs, but yeah, I think we'll be fine. And so what this does is this actually installs a pat. This updates the operating system with some needed features, and I can also install IE version 4.01 on here. So that'll be good. I must agree to sell my soul to the world, to the devil. I take upon my head the mark of the beast 666. So that's basically what you're doing when you're agreeing to an end user's license agreement. And has anyone ever read the PlayStation and uses a license agreement? And so now it says restart, and we'll see if that, in addition to using different drivers, fixes our little issue. But I decided, might as well just install Service Pack 6 immediately. And so now we're in the startup for NT4. So you can see it's installed Service Pack 6. And we're hoping that we can actually get this all working. Isn't this fun? Isn't this a lot of fun? This certainly is a lot of fun trying to figure out NT version 4.0, because it's not a fun version of Windows. It never was. And now we're boot up into Windows. So now we have Service Pack 6 on here, which should really help. I'm going to copy that over from the CD, because we won't really need it. No, we'll want to have it on here. It's OPL rack. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's 5. Oh, the time is actually keeping on this laptop. That's impressive. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because we may have to reinstall that if we do install anything else. We'll make sure it's. And this driver is a driver that I found on maybe this is my issue. Maybe I'm using the wrong drivers. These are from Dell's website, but these should be the correct drivers. I don't know why the other ones. Yeah, this is always an issue with NT4. It's always an issue with NT4. Like you have to use specific drivers that. Yeah, before we even do this, let's just install the Webby update. Let's just install the Webby update. Let's just do that because I'm kind of getting bored of having to navigate NT4's crappy interface. And hey, people, I don't care what you think. I consider Windows with the desktop update to be the better interface because it's a way easier thing to use. If you don't agree with me, bite me. So we're installing on here. You can see it's doing all of that. But this kind of puts our machine at risk a little bit. So we will need to put IE 6 on here at some point. Yes, this operating system can actually support Internet Explorer 6.0. It's one of those amazing things about this system. And I've shown this setup off before in the Windows 95 video. It's kind of similar. And so this should make the interface a lot easier to use. Yeah, that window still exists in Windows to this day, so it's just really neat just thinking, oh wow, there's some old parts of Windows that are still around. And I know that some people would say, why did you go and install that on here? It's NT4, so you might as well install it. And see, it's worse in Windows NT than it is in Windows 95, because at least you can kind of navigate 95. But having a bunch of folders open on your desktop, yeah, that's not fun. Like, screw that crap. I am not putting up with that horse hockey. I'm a malarkey, that insolence. Because it's rather inconceivable. Yeah, see, that little window is still in modern Windows to this day. And it's really cool that you still have old parts of Windows that are still around. But now we have IE version 4.0 on here, which I thought, well, that's a good one to install. Because that one will actually aid us in fixing our little issue, and this just makes the interface a hell of a lot easier to use. So let's go here. See, it changes our interface a little bit more streamlined than what would have been originally. More options. And a lot of people complain about this update. Oh no, it causes performance drops, blah 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 blah. It's it's evil micro shaft, wind blows, blah 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 blah. Bill Gates is evil. Yeah, we all know Bill Gates is evil. We all know Bill Gates is evil. We all know that Microsoft is the Galactic Empire. Yeah, we get that, but this was at least they made the Windows experience a little bit better than it was. Like, at least it's a tad bit better and a lot easier to use. See, I'd much rather have this than not, because at least I can go in here and I can navigate my folders. And I can navigate them finally, and I also can just copy the URL now. So I'll just get that one other thing I forgot to copy over on here. Before we go and install these new drivers, I got a program called Card Wizard, which should work. Which should work with this system. So this is a program that'll aid in some of our little discovery of things. Before continuing, so we'll just pull them out. So we just pulled our card out. Of course, I didn't show that off, but yeah, let's just read the README. That's kind of interesting. I thought there might be information. There might be information in there. So let's restart, and then we can install the drivers. Now we have, it's still getting some, yeah, whatever. Master alarm off. I got Card Wizard. I can boot this up, and this should give us our card installed. Correct, so we've already got this, so we already have our driver in here, and that might be a good idea to install this particular software on here. So now let's try it out. See, beautiful thing is that we have the Webby update on here. So we can go... See, this makes it a little bit more like a modern Windows install, doesn't it? NDIS 3. I believe we can go up to NDIS 4. Let's try that. Yeah, this should be a more up-to-date driver than. Auto detect 10100. Full duplex. Auto select. But we got full duplex. Yes! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Got it working. Go to your settings. Good. Go to our protocol. TCP IP, that's the protocol for me. TCP IP. But it at least recognizes our card. Good. But that's cool. It actually works. We finally got it all set up. See, that's the process of actually just going through and using multiple different kinds of drivers. Is that I would highly recommend installing all sorts of different drivers on here. No, not all sorts of drivers, but installing the Card Wizard software when doing this. And I was hoping that I wouldn't need to install that, but apparently, if you're using a laptop, I had to do it. Our network interface is working now, so it's not giving me an error. And so, watch this. This is going to be cool. You're going to see something really neat. I believe our network stuff is working right. But it might also be that our driver is older, that the driver that we were using was older, or that we were using Service Pack 1 instead of Service Pack 6, and the drivers might have been a little bit newer. There's all sorts of little issues that could happen. I'm not going to worry too much about any of this stuff. This is actually a modem card, so see if we got any network. Yeah, we actually have a network. And so now we're going to go and install our video drivers. So our Chips and Technologies video drivers for this laptop. So we'll go here. We can actually go here and do it from here. See, this would have looked like the Windows 95 one, but instead it looks like more like 98 now. No screensaver. Let's use a screensaver. Too bad there's not really a whole lot of screensavers. Starfield Simulation. I like that one a little bit more. Make it more like da 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 Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. So we'll actually go through this. I didn't even need to configure Card Wizard, so at least it's working without what either Service Pack 6 did it or just using newer drivers. I would recommend just doing both as a contingency measure. And so now it's kicking out an error. So let's go to video OEM setup. It's usually a common NT thing. So that's our video. Chips and Technologies 6550, I believe, is what some one of those on here. So now it should work. And we should have video capability now. By the way, do not go into VGA mode. I don't know why it's called VGA mode, because that's the safe mode. Just boot into regular mode and it'll just... And we can do last known good settings and whatnot. And this should give us proper video. I've never gotten this close to getting NT4 working properly. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten it working. And this is really a major development in getting things going on a system. See, it displays properly. And you heard that beep? Well, that's our network stuff initializing. Yeah. See, this is amazing. I love Windows NT4. Correct. Well, IE 4.0. Let's close that down. So now it should display our Chips and Technologies chip. Now we can go 800 by 600. Go that. Oh, let's play a little bit. Let's play God a little bit. And crash Windows. This is not going to crash Windows, but like our card is recognized. I know it doesn't recognize it. Good piece of software to have on here, but it works fine. It's working fine. It should be working fine on here. OPL3SA or sound stuff. And we might as well just install the NT drivers that would have been on the website as well. Yeah, the reason why I'm using the standard drivers is because, well, that's kind of how I roll with this, I guess. So we don't have a playback device. Well, we'll go here. We'll add one. Unlisted driver. So go here. Audio. Let's go into that folder. So select English because that's our language. IRQ7. So yeah, that's our those are our settings. Enable MQ401. Yep. Restart. So now we should have audio. I mean, this is the closest I've ever gotten Windows NT 4 properly set up. It's just incredible that I've gotten this far with attempting this. Let's boot her up. NT4 is working. Yes. Yes. Boop. Yes, you got the sound going. This is amazing. I've never been able to get it this set up like this before, or never ever attempted to do this in my entire life. It's just amazing. Let's install. Is it the Toshiba LED utility? Why not install that? So yeah, I don't care. I know. Good piece of software to have on here, though. But it's like our network devices are working fine. So yeah, we're definitely doing well. So we've got our video drivers on here. Let's install our sound rack by Yamaha. That's kind of a nice piece of software. It's a little program. So let's go to let's actually run Internet Explorer. Let's go here and first get connected. I've shown I want to set up oh yeah. Oh yeah. Navigation cancel, and let's go to Win. Ah, so maybe we need to go to the connection wizard again. So now our drive is it's sharing our files, sharing our Windows NT folder. That's interesting. So we're having some weird issues here. We should have an internet connection. Okay, where's Internet Explorer? think we might be able to get there somewhere. I don't know. Or maybe I can always install. Maybe I can always install IE6 on here. Go to internet connection. Yeah, we do the connection wizard again. That's actually how we fix that. Yeah, this is using a local LAN. No. Yeah, this is just a bit of a confusing process if you've never used the Internet Explorer. If you've never used Internet Explorer 4, or maybe this is our little issue. Cannot be opened because connection with the server cannot be established. I wonder why. I wonder if we can go here. Go IP config. Oh, we don't have an IP configured, do we? That's why. So either way, we kind of. I mean, that's a great way to fix some of that issue. So let's. Might have to go into my. Might have to go onto my XP machine and fiddle around with IP. Oh, we're going to have to add the. We're going to have to add some stuff on here. Great. Let's turn that computer on. So you can see it's booting up. Kind of cool that I can just turn a computer on over here and lo and behold we can get into a router. And maybe we can configure an IP on here. Maybe we can configure show random IP. Yeah, we can. We'll have to just set this up. I think what we'll do here is. Okay. What we can do here is use our little IP here. 192.168.1.125. 168 1 1 2 5. So our subset, that of course automatically does that. 192.168.1.1. So we can just configure a manual IP on here then. Easiest way I found. No. Our wins. I believe our wins. Let's actually go to our internet connections and internet connections. Go go here and see what that is. So one way to find that out. Or maybe that's not our... Is that what we need to do? I think that's what we need to do. We need to go here. And I don't even know what I need to do here. I'm like, well, I would like to do the IP configuration. And I believe, what's the wins? I believe the wins might be the same thing. I'll have to check what that is. So, wins is, I don't really have to worry about wins then. I don't have to really worry about wins, so that's just not, DNS for Windows resolution, I think. I think we can do that. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that untouched. Hopefully we can get some internet connection. I'll try this out, and see if this gets us internet functionality. I tried a bunch of different things, and I'm using the original driver that I originally used. See if this works. And I believe we were also getting a resource conflict. So I think I've rectified that. So we'll attempt to automatically assign IP. So let it automatically assign IP. Of course, we got some settings. Yeah, we got some other settings in here. And we'll try and get in here. And if I can't get this to work, at least I gave it my all. At least I gave it my all. So it's like, no, seriously. I tried everything, and I may have to figure out if it's not enabled or configured properly. Or maybe I might have to change the IRQ, and I might have to check my settings. See, if this was Windows 98, it would be a little bit easier. It wouldn't be strange like this is. Beeped, and Card Wizard recognized. I believe Card Wizard detects it in the slot. So that's good. It actually recognizes it. I wonder if what kinds of options can we go into? Card management, I wonder. Modem. Oh, interesting. So it's got a mass storage. That's kind of cool. Too bad we can't have two cards at once in this machine. Wizard, I wonder. Card has successfully configured this. Like test. Just test it. Let's see if it works. Hey, card is tested completely successfully. And so now, this card is hot swappable. I think I got it working. So if we go into our PCMCIA, we can actually see it. Slot 0. This device is working properly, as far as I can tell. But didn't configure. So how do you configure a network? So I want to see if I can find out. If I were go to devices, which is that. So if we go here, we can actually find out whether we are configured right. Whether, like, whatever stuff is configured right. OP03 SA is working right. See if we can find that other one. CD audio's system. Yeah, it works. I wonder if I can put the Cent 2 on this computer. I want to try that out. So, I believe we're working fine there. It's just we're having some. It's not configuring the resources for whatever reason. I wonder what does update do. Oh yeah, that's what that does. IRQ9 memory mapped. Well, initialization delay. So I think we're having some, like, it should work. It should work. See if we can go on to that. Hey, I can see my computer now. That's cool. It finally works. So we can go here, and I'll actually do some more setup. Like, you can also install printers. I'll show you something really neat about NT4 that you can do. You can go here and you can add all sorts of, like, little things that if you ever really wanted to. The network monitor agent, which I might do in here. And we also have the Windows NT4 option pack, and I will do that in my next video. Showcase some of the additional things you can install on NT4. Until next time, folks. Peace out, everyone. That's cool. I think at least I've got the networking. I'll have to try out the internet on this thing. See how well that works. So now I'll be able to hook my access the XP machine from this laptop.